Hello everyone, Jessica Beck here for IELTS Energy. Today I am talking to a 3 Keys student named Taru. She won the Writing Wizard contest last month. She is amazing, very high level guys, but you know what? Writing is still a challenge for her. So we're going to talk about how she can improve her IELTS writing scores, and she will teach you how to improve your vocabulary. Guys, remember, you should take our free IELTS quiz. Go to allearsenglish.com/IELTS quiz. Take a free little tiny quiz. Get your estimated IELTS band score and resources. All right, let's meet Taru. Hello, IELTS Energy listeners. We have a special student, a VIP guest today, Taru. Taru, you're from Finland, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm from Finland, but at the moment I'm living in New Zealand.
Okay, so is that why you're taking the IELTS exam so you could stay in New Zealand forever?
Yes, I'm nurse as a professional, so I need to do for my registration.
Got it. Got it. It is amazing to me. We have so many nurses in 3 Keys IELTS from all over the world. And it's just interesting to me that IELTS is like a thing that international nurses have in common, that it is like, no matter what country you're going to, like this is a thing that you need to do. Okay, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about your IELTS journey so far, because I think a lot of listeners will empathize with your personal journey with this exam. So could you tell us a little bit about your IELTS history?
Yeah, I have done IELTS already 3 years ago. I did it 2 tests then, and I needed to get a 7 in all bands. So I did 2 tests there, and then I got my required score 7 on all bands. But then because of the COVID, we wouldn't be able to move here to New Zealand within the time frame, within the 2 years, what's IELTS valid. So that's why I need to do it again to receive the 7. And I know I have got it once before, and now when I have done it, it's just the writing what I can't get past 6.5.
Oh, that's so frustrating. Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing that with us, because I know a lot of students experience this. Aubrey and I just talked about this on the show last week. I mean, so many students like you will have just better scores than they need on speaking and reading and listening. It's the writing to get stuck at that 6.5. We had a few students on the show that talked about getting past that. If I could recommend some episodes for you and for the listeners, Mette, Mette, she was a student that managed to get past that last year. Caillou, oh gosh, can I remember how to spell his name? Caio was another example that comes to mind, but it's hard. That jump from a 6.5 to that 7 or higher, it's the last and the hardest obstacle to overcome. But that all sounded very heavy. Taru, you can do this, definitely. You did it once before. You know you could do it again. Before we started recording, listeners, Taru and I were actually talking about her writing and what she could do to try and secure that last half band. So Taru is a student in the course, and she actually wrote the best essay last month. So I know she could do this. So we'll talk about why she won. But before we do that, Taru, can you summarize for our listeners what you and I talked about as far as what you personally need to do to change that essay score?
So basically, for my examples to be more specific, for the reason what I have, because on that essay what I wrote, it was more in general ideas and it didn't go further. It basically stayed on the same idea. It didn't evolve further from that one.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And that is an issue that so many students have. I find it interesting because especially high level students like you, I see this and I need to think more about why this is. But I see this a lot, guys. Like you guys have great vocab and you do have great ideas. And for some reason, this instinct to paraphrase or to clarify by repeating your idea, but in a different way, like this is something that people just want to do. And I don't know why. And I could see some great vocab sometimes if you do that, because you are paraphrasing, but we're not moving the argument forward. So just remember, guys, every sentence in your body paragraph has to offer new and necessary information, right? So the first step would be to read some sample essays and see how other writers do that, and then try and work on the brainstorming first, right? Because it's all about the ideas before you start writing more essays, So work on that brainstorming first. I would say, Taru, actually, if you could get 10 task 2 questions and just brainstorm them, because that's the step where your ideas come from, right? And that's what we need to improve. So I would say do that first. Maybe you could put some of your brainstorm ideas in Facebook and get some feedback from Aubrey or other students. And then once you're sure, like, okay, I have enough specific ideas, then you could start writing essays again. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, great. Okay, so Taru, let's talk about the essay that you wrote for our Writing Wizard contest last month. I'm going to read this question for everyone, and maybe you guys could practice an essay on your own. So the question for the task 2 contest: with the rise of online crime, many feel that the internet should be more tightly controlled by the government. Do you agree or disagree? So one thing I loved about your essay, Taru, was the vocab, and you paraphrased the topic really well. So instead of saying like control or like internet crime, you said cyber crime, you said restrict. Detrimental is a great word. And I just want to pick out one sentence here that's awesome. Hence, the number of offenses is surging significantly without restrictions. So all of this, guys, fantastic paraphrase, great vocab. Taru, can you share a secret with us? How did you get your vocabulary to such a high level?
I have been listening to your podcast, and then it was there, or I'm not sure it wasn't there, or also on the writing module that it was saying finding the synonyms. So that's why I have been doing most of the words where I know it's easy words, what I know, trying to find synonyms for those ones, and then trying to use those ones when I'm writing. So at the first, when I was practicing essays, then I was just writing the essays, and then where I saw the easy words, then I found the synonyms and then like added them for my assignments like after, so then I will remember them. And then on that essay, I didn't use any of them internet for that one, so I just did that as an example for like essay example.
Okay, that's an awesome process. Improving vocab takes a lot of work, right? But the steps you're taking are perfect. I just want to highlight those steps for our listeners, because you guys should also do this process. So I love this. So first we write an essay, and then you look back at your essay and you look for easy words, and then you find better words. You find synonyms for those. And Taru, are you keeping like a separate vocabulary notebook for these synonyms?
Yes, I have one. So I'm writing always in there what I have, and then like sometimes when I'm doing the like essays, then I just using that one.
Okay, perfect. So you keep this vocabulary in front of you while you're writing, and then you make yourself use these synonyms, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Yes, guys, that is exactly what you all should be doing. Students always ask, I know lots of words, but I can't use them. And that's why, guys, you have to make yourself use them while you're writing, while you're speaking. Okay, so is there anything else that has changed the way you feel about writing, or has made writing the essay easier for you since joining 3 Keys IELTS?
It's the structure, like you're getting the template, then you know where you're putting all the ideas. So I think that what I was lacking before, that I didn't have like proper structure. I was using linking words and all those ones, but it didn't have the cohesion what you required to have, so it will flow better, the whole essay.
Yes, yes, I love it. And you said that it's actually, it takes a shorter amount of time for you to write the essay now too, like it's quicker?
Yes, yeah, it's much quicker. It takes me do the whole task 2 essay probably 30 minutes, and
Oh,
then I
that's
have
amazing.
a lot of time to do, like to check up the essay and find the words, and if there is misspelled words or change some easy words to other ones.
Okay, that's awesome. That's fantastic. And what about writing task one? How are you feeling about writing task one? Did you learn anything in the course that has changed the way you're doing task one?
I think it's more making more easier. Like I knew that there is the statics and change over time, um, like the tasks, but I think it's more changing which one, like what kind of words to use
Mm.
in each task. And then there was good high level vocabulary use that I didn't know.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah. We don't know exactly what the topic will be in task one, but if you're doing academic task one, it's a 98% chance you'll have to write about numbers. So that's the vocabulary that we need to learn. Okay, guys. One last word about that. Just make sure that you know the function, the purpose of the task one vocabulary. Like Taru just said, there are different types of task ones, right? Static, change over time, and they both require different vocab because the numbers are showing different things. So make sure that you're not mixing up that vocabulary, because I've seen students do that and wreck their scores. All right, Taru, do you have any last IELTS tips for our listeners today?
Just try to read as much as you can, because that you're getting like sample like structure of them, like grammar structure for those ones, and also you're getting like new words from those ones. So if you read something that if even you don't have to understand all the words, but if there's some word that you don't understand, you can try to look that on dictionary, and then if that is something, you can add that one for you list of words and try to use those ones if it's related enough topic what you have been doing the essays.
Yes, yes, I love it. Yeah, I agree completely. Reading is definitely the number one thing that's going to help your IELTS scores, and not just writing, I mean, all of your IELTS scores. Just learning English, reading is the best way that you can do that. I'm just going to brag for a minute because I'm a proud mom, and my son took like a reading placement test recently, and he scored, like, he's in 5th grade, and he scored at like a freshman in high school level for reading. And I am telling everyone, it probably embarrasses him, but I'm so proud. I can't say enough how important reading is for life. Okay. So if you have kids, encourage them to read, find fun stuff to read, but also for yourself as IELTS students, guys, you need to improve your overall English at the same time as your IELTS skills. And yes, you can find a book that you will love. Doesn't matter if you think you don't like reading. There are a billion different books. You can find something that will keep you interested. So spend some time finding that. All right, Taru, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
And thank you all for all your hard work, what you're doing for us, that we will pass our IELTS test and continue our journeys.
Awesome. Our pleasure. All right, Taru, have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.